favor for
He
sketchy
did,
people.
yes.
That's cool stuff, I guess.
Things are changing in Keith's world. Hello, Internet. It's us. We're back after a few weeks of off time due to outages and illnesses. Luckily, we're all here and more or less healthy. It's fine.
Last time, many weeks ago, a great deal of things occurred. Our party, wondering what they ought to do with themselves, knowing that they had approximately 48 hours to solve a mystery, were finding themselves without leads and with very few clues. But they had a series of dogs, so they picked a dog and decided to follow it, and they took that dog all the way to Uptown. Dark City's Uptown. That might be like Dark Uptown, Dark Town, Uptown Dark. We're not real sure. But Toto, Keith's dog, a mid-sized dog with a chirping
About
bark.
the High Moon District. Is that cool?
Absolutely not. A mid-sized dog with a chirpish bark directly from the Queen 66 prized bloodline led them to the High District, the Uptown, to Dark Uptown, Uptown Dark. And they went into a massive building structure with a large clockwork-styled gate out front, opened it up and found themselves in the heaven of subtle advertising, where the air smelled like fresh burgers, where the leaves rattled, rustled like french fries just out of the fryer. They walked inside and met two lovely cashiers, attendants, who knows, something like that. And they had a meal, a delicious meal, an extra good meal. But at one point, two of them were pretty sure they saw some clown-like people instead of the attendants. Were they clowns? Maybe not. Hard to say. Then they left. Back outside, Toto didn't come. They're down one dog, only 4 dogs remaining. They went to the library to do a little research. There, they met 2 of the librarians or library attendants, self-proclaimed members of the Council of Owls, those who keep the library and the Dark City's knowledge. Dark City's library is self-proclaimed the name of the Dark Stacks. May or may not be worth remembering. We'll have to see. There, they met some people. They tried to do some research and found out very little, but they talked to a blind lady for quite a long time. She waxed poetic about the nature of sight and how it may or may not solidify reality around you, and whether or not you should choose to write things down, ergo making them real. There was a few strange side conversations about the nature of 7 and its subsequent numbers. And then our good friend Keith got a call from somebody who told him it was time and that his car was ready. Jax's dog, B's dog, 3, tried to be helpful by panicking and urinating on the ground, but B doesn't seem to understand his attempted communication. We pick up now! At least 2 lunar cycles ago.
Hoping that we walk away and the P will have just like formed into a word. A message.
At least 2 lunar cycles ago, our friend Keith and his amazing car had just gotten a tune-up. And he'd been given a job. A new task. He had to take some people across town to the biggest party of the cycle. Our party members, well, at least Sparky Quiggs and his 3 friends, are getting in the car. And they gotta get across town to Lunar Heights, where the party of the century is going down. Keith, your charges await you outside of the parking structure where the illegal mod shop does its business. When they handed it to you, you could see it had obviously illegal black flame decals all along the side. You could smell the cheetah blood in the engine when you got inside. And when you revved it, you're pretty sure it was made with guns and oil. You head outside.
Put them together with what you can find, right?
You head outside, and there's your 4 charges. Sparky Quiggs and his gang.
This is my buds.
Did I say that?
Oh, this is 2 weeks before.
This is 2 lunar cycles ago.
Oh, so I don't know them. Yo, okay, this is extra story. I'm in on it now. Okay.
If we were to equate real time, this is at least 2 months ago.
Right. Okay, hey, y'all ready to go to the party?
Yeah, this is gonna be fantastic. Look, Jones here thinks that there's moon ice that's gonna be there. It's gonna be rock solid. It's gonna be moon rocks. It's gonna be moon rocks.
I've heard all kinds of stuff like that happens. I heard Eric Clapton was even.
What? No.
Yep.
That's gonna drive the party down to shit. No, it's
Oh,
not.
no. He'll be there as a sacrifice. It's gonna be wild.
It's Eric Upton, not Eric Clapton.
Right, Eric Upton. Duh.
Oh, the DJ. Sorry.
Yeah.
Well, no. It's all good. It's all good. I understand. Mix it up.
Now, Lunar Heights is across town, all the way across town. You gotta take all of the switchback roads up to the Lunar Heights Bridge. The Lunar Heights Bridge is one of those big old bridges that splits in the middle and rises and falls, so that it can allow for ships to pass, of course. And so you got yourself a long drive ahead of you. But, lucky for you, and lucky for Sparky Quiggs and his gang, you guys just got yourself a new hot rod. You're gonna go real fast.
Oh yeah, I'll get you guys there as quickly as you want. What do you think? Gonna get there fast? You get there on time, or do you want to get there slowly?
Get there as fast as a gunshot.
Well, okay. That sounds like fun.
So, the 4 of you pile into the back of the cab. You smell the cheetah blood and the gunmetal, and you know that you're in for a sweet ride. Keith, I need a drive check of some kind from you. I don't know what that is in your table. I'm looking.
I took one of the skills.
Drive auto. There it is. Yes, you're very good at it. Go ahead and make me a drive check. That's a 99. Couldn't get much worse than that.
Okay, I'll push that.
You gonna push? I think that's a safe push.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
A 74 still.
And then I'll use
misses.
4 luck.
And then he burns some luck. All right, lower your luck score by 4 points.
Good gravy. That was way harder than it needed to be.
So, it's kind of fitting that this starts off poorly and has to burn a little of your effort and your energy to go well. Because almost instantaneously after you pull off towards the road, the police are on you. They're chasing you. Illegal modifications are illegal, sir. And Dark City police are not fans of it. So,
normally they ignore this kind of thing.
They're on your ass.
First night.
Almost instantaneously. Almost like they got tipped off. And you're going to have a hell of a drive to go.
Yeah, well, okay. So I'm going to turn off the I'm gonna turn off outside. No, I'm gonna turn on sound de-amplification so they don't hear anything.
Sound dampening.
Dampening, yeah, and I'll turn the music up a little bit.
All right, so you crank your tunes.
Try to run the cops without them noticing.
You crank your tunes and attempt to speed by, but as is evidenced by your original failure, it doesn't work. The engines are too powerful. The cheetah blood makes it extra loud. There's a when it peels out that can't be dampened. You blast off along the road, heading up the switchbacks. Finally, you push your luck, and you almost fail again. So you slide into a turn, skid along some beer bottles and some crushed glass, afraid for a moment that your tires would pop, but then you remember, modded car, steel belts, you're fine. You slide up the thing, push your luck. Are you gonna click the NOS?
Yeah, I gotta do fucking everything to outrun the cops.
All right.
I mean, people get deleted. Pulled them by the cops.
You blast the
wanted it
NOS.
fast.
And the party in the back, Foursome, you guys are having a rough go of it. It's fun because you're having it's all sorts of backwards and slidewards and what's up and up downs. But every now and then you keep getting shot at. And you didn't really sign up for that. That's not part of the party you're on board for. How do you feel about your ride?
Look. This is the point that we're gonna take the downers to help cancel out the uppers, and we're gonna be A-okay for the rest of the ride.
I see. About the
Good
other
choice.
three.
That's down on the right.
About the other three of you, how do you feel?
There's moon juice in there too if you need something thick.
You got moon salt? Or moon glasses?
Yeah, if the last dude left any, it's on the left.
Let's scrummage around over there, see if I can find moon salt.
I'm talking to the three of you, other players. What are you doing?
Oh, they're the rest of the party.
They are the rest of the party.
They are just fucked up.
Apparently they're
fast
completely
cars.
dead on downers and have nothing to contribute. Terrible riders.
Oh man, what's that crazy sound?
I need everybody in the back seat who's disappointed me recently, which is all three of you, to roll dodge.
Dodge.
What's going down?
Regular or -1?
Regular.
Alright.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
Undefined.
Jenny Cable, you don't have dodge,
I
it
was
seems.
Like, I don't think I have it, so.
What do you mean you don't have
See it
it?
under-
You clicked it.
Yeah.
Oh, dip,
Middle- the
dive,
middle ones.
duck or
No,
dodge.
it says I did it. It's like kind of like
Where are you clicking this? Like in your skill list it says dodge?
yeah, under combat, like at the very bottom it's dodge.
Yeah, mine's a solid 0%.
Under combat? No, not combat.
No,
In your-
no,
in
it's
your
not under combat. It's like if you.
Oh, under the combat as if it were. I see what you mean. Yes.
Art/craft.
Do that in alphabet order. So
Well, either way, y'all rolled terribly. Obviously, you didn't put any skill points in it, so it doesn't matter. You fucking missed. The bullets are flying. Sparky Quigs lean down to try and find some of the moon dust. Right about the time the bullets bust through the windows, slamming into you. You get cuts along your arms from the glass. You don't get any bullets from you. The glass itself and the body of the car is heavily protected, but the glass shattering slices you up from on the upper half of your body. You're feeling a little bit of it. The adrenaline's pumping. You're already on the drugs, so maybe you're not really feeling like you're in, severe, deadly danger, but you definitely just got cut.
Can any of you shoot?
It's blood.
Oh,
There's blood.
I'm not really a good shot.
Give me the gun.
Do any of you have shooting skills? You have firearms?
Are you good?
We'll find out.
I'll try and give these guys aid.
Are you gonna
I'm
aid
your
them?
Huckleberry.
All right.
First aid.
Oh, first
No,
aid. I see.
Yeah.
Okay. So we got 2 shooters, and some people are gonna try and do first aid. Go ahead and roll your firearms, Huckleberries.
Can I roll with a disadvantage to try to take my left hand?
Of course you can. Yeah, roll at a hard difficulty. Would have passed if not for the hardness of it. So all 3 of you wing your weapon. Oh goodness,
no.
Maverick!
Whoa.
Who were you trying to help?
I don't know.
All right, roll a 1d2 to see which of the women
You
folk
just
you're trying to
fucked
heal.
I think my finger goes in here. Right into this
All
wound.
right.
Instead of giving first aid, I'm like,
Did he-
oh, let me
so
look at
didn't all-
this.
didn't
And I
all three of
open
them?
it up.
B's busy shooting, but our friend Jenny Cable's obviously free to get patched up. Maverick reaches into a nearby pouch and is like, these are probably bandages, and they're actually cocaine-laced cloth that you're supposed to huff. And so he wraps your very opened cuts in cocaine-laced bandage cloth, and it starts to immediately soak directly into the wound.
But it would help the fight.
And you're feeling really good, but your heart's beating
Yes,
really fast.
for the record, you feel great. You don't feel injured at all.
What did you give me? It feels amazing.
Your heart's beating outside of
Oh.
your body.
Oh
I feel like I
no.
need to do 1,000 things. This feels amazing. What? You must have the magic band-aids. It's crazy. Let's go shoot everybody. I'm ready. Let's do it.
Go
Jenny,
get it.
I need
Who's
you.
next?
Jenny, I need you to roll sanity.
Ooh.
That's a pass on sanity. Jenny's gonna take 6 unfortunate sanity damage.
Oh wow.
Jenny full on loses it in the back of the car for like the rest of the ride. She's Fry from Futurama on cup 99 of 100 on coffee. She's just like vibration is her state of mind.
Let's go. Get it again. Let me shoot you again. Oh please.
Ain't another drive check from Keith.
I look at Beatrice. Do you need to be patched up too?
I'm gonna do a hard pass on that.
Really?
A rough, narrow failure. Are you gonna you want to push again?
I feel like I have to. I'm getting fucking killed by the cops. Yeah. Oh yeah. I'm definitely pushing.
Okay. Oh, it got much worse.
Ow!
Would you like to burn 26 luck?
I feel like I'm gonna die if I don't.
No,
See
don't
you
worry.
later, half luck.
I mean, it's up to you. We like in the timeline, we know you're alive 2 months from now, but what that means is, may or may not matter.
Maybe this
Might
is
not
why I
have a
don't
leg.
remember these people.
Maybe so.
Yeah, I guess
While you're in a coma.
I'm not going to fight fate. Evidently, Keith fucks this up.
I guess so.
okay.
All right, Keith turns the last of the big switchbacks, and you see the straightaway that leads to the bridge. What's that called? What's the bridge called? The
Drawbridge.
No, that's one-sided. I'm talking about for boats. That goes both sides.
I'm drawing a blank.
I've never done anything but a
It's
drawbridge. Cantilever.
Bridge
Bascule
that
bridge.
opens in the
Bascule
middle.
bridge.
Yeah, Bascule Bridge. So he sees the Bascule Bridge in the sights. There's a big straightaway. You can easily escape them. You slam the NOS button again, only to realize you used it all on the switchbacks. The police turn the corner in their own modded vehicles, hit their own NOS, and begin to catch up very quickly. I need more dodges from everyone in the back seat.
Do I roll?
Yeah.
Since I didn't. Okay.
Because Jenny's the only one who might have passed me.
Yeah,
That's 'cause
Jenny
I'm very quick
Jenny
and nimble.
easily passes. She looks back at the window, can see the bullets coming in slow motion, full on Matrix dodges around them, while the other 3 of you are getting cut up by bullet grazes and glass. Everyone's having a not great time, but luckily the drugs are carrying you through. Keith, he blasts the throttle. He's trying to get over the bridge, but in good movie style fashion, it begins to raise. Are you gonna make it, Keith? Are you gonna stop here? Or are you gonna try and jump the gap?
I don't have a damn choice. It's the police.
It is the
I'm not
police.
risking that.
He hits the gas, puts it into 8th gear like this is Fast and the Furious, and runs it up to 300 miles per hour. He flies over the bridge, unexpected about how much height he was gonna get. Flies through the air, and the 5 of you get a second or 2 or 10 where you get that lovely little drug-fueled weightlessness.
I'm gonna reach into my pack, pull out the stick of dynamite I was gonna use for the fireworks display next time, light it, and toss it out the back. Back at the
Bro,
car.
we're in space.
You fly through the air, an explosion behind you that none of you look at because you're all too cool. Then, Keith,
But I really want to.
the only one who's paying attention to what's directly in front of him, sees he was going too fast, too far. The moon is coming up. It's right in front of you. It's too close. You crash through the moon. Darkness envelops you. The lights of Dark City go out.
Oh my god. That's incredible.
So you're the reason she has to make a new one.
Keith.
Hey, Y'all needed to get to the party.
Wait, that's too slow. I need... Oh, yeah, that's it. 2 months later, a memory that no one has about a moon that was destroyed by a car flying through the air. Jenny Cable, present on the scene, was contracted, voluntold that a new moon needed to be created or Dark City would lose everything. And that's how her moon came to be. But that was 2 months ago. Who cares about that? You guys have definitely passed out at least twice since then. Work time comes. You went to the library. It was about to be time for work. Keith drove off, and everybody was about to go to their jobs. Luckily, a big citywide message out on the dark radio.
Work's canceled today on account of lack of color. We'll see y'all tomorrow.
And you find out that there ain't enough color to go to work today. So, what are you to do? Might as well meet back up and keep cracking on the case. You've only got 36 hours after all. Day and a half until the dark club closes. Nobody wants that. You meet back up. A couple of hours have passed. I need all 5 of you to roll your con stat to see if you passed out during the interim.
Just a
Wait, did you
poop
say all?
parade of rolls.
Yes,
for
everyone
Keith
rolls
tonight.
con.
Wow.
Only Sleepy Keith.
Only Sleepy Keith. Keith, having had to drive all the way there and now all the way back, is it feels a little lackluster, a little temptation towards sleepiness.
Yeah, I'm also the only one in our group that sleeps apparently, so I guess this kind of fits.
Well, you sleep when the moon's down.
Yeah.
So, Keith, you pass out. Somewhere between here and there, you're not sure if you were on the road or if you made it to the side or what the deal was, but... Hello, giant dog. Yes, I know. I see you. Did you just burp at me? Rude?
Yep.
Rude?
Bet. Oh man, I gave my dog a ton of blueberries for lunch last Saturday. I mean, you're just on a little picnic, and we all came back. We all took a nap. He wakes me up to try and let me know that he's ready for food because it's like 3 o'clock or whatever. And he comes up and he gets right in my face, and I'm like, "Oh hi," and then boo, blueberries. It's a blueberry burp right in my face from a tiny little chunky dog.
That's funny.
Ridiculous.
Keith, you fall asleep at the wheel. You wake up later on the side of the road, 2 sanity short. Not sure what happened in those minutes, but your mind is more fragile for it. Party! A couple hours have passed. You tried to go to work and then you found out that you couldn't, so you might as well keep working on your case. You're in the middle of Dark City. What are you doing?
We still have our dogs, correct?
4 of you do, yes.
Okay.
Was I able to get my watch, my broken watch?
Let me see my
Yes,
dog.
of course.
Shit down.
I'm gonna look down at my dog and I guess we're still on a sidewalk somewhere and just say, all right, I guess, well, I don't really know what the others are doing right now, but,
You're all together. You know exactly what they're doing because they're right next to you.
well, I'm still gonna say that.
Okay.
In front of them.
Okay.
But we can, well, I guess I could go back to my apartment, or, unless there are other plans happening. Anyone?
Could see where all the dogs take us.
I mean, certainly, but I would like actually to change my shoes because I did not anticipate on going on a big trail of dog sniffing who's and what's and not knowing where we'd be going or how long we'd be gone. So I'd like better shoes and yes, I think I just want to have a second to think to myself.
Do you have a spare pair of shoes by chance? I seem to have lost mine somewhere along the way. I think I gave them away. Not sure.
You lost your shoes?
Yeah, I don't have any shoes on. See? Yeah, holds up his leg and wiggles his toes.
Where are
I
these
probably do back at my place. See, it might fit. Put my foot close to his, or my shoe close to his foot. See,
Would
is
you
my
like-
foot close to the same size?
Approximately.
Oh, well, there we go. Give some from my place then.
So you're going to your place?
I mean, I can also buy a pair of shoes from this handy shoe distributor right here.
I
Yes.
was just gonna ask.
Or that
Buy
too.
some?
Handy dandy
Would you like
Dark
to?
City shoe vending machine.
I get a pair of flip flops.
Oh no, flip flops! I see him like reaching to the like selection on the vending machine, and I'm like, what? Flip flops? No, this is. You need to be properly walking in something that has support and stability. What are you doing? Like something with laces. Come on, man. At least some Velcro. Jeez.
All right, well, fine. I mean, here, dude, you pick. My card's in
All
the.
right. I'm gonna run my hand across. Look at each. I'm gonna find a nice, clean, snazzy pair of white trainers. as they call them.
White trainers. You put
Balances that are new.
balances of the new kind,
Ah,
not the old variety.
yes.
You put your money in. You hit the button. 6, 6, 6. And out falls an old weather-beaten pair of Jesus sandals.
Oh god damn it! This freaking machine! I just hit it.
The machine gets angry, but doesn't do anything about it. You can see it turns red. All the buttons are red and angry. You got yourself some Jesus sandals.
Jonathan. No. This is not what you need to be angry about. I told you, we talked about this last time. You have unfinished business and you're going to address it as you need to.
Several of the shoes fall off.
Were you just talking to the vending machine?
Absolutely. Don't you?
Well, I mean, not typically, unless I'm angry, like just now.
You talk to the lights. You talk to the moon.
A stiletto heel
I don't
comes
trust
flying
you.
out of the mouth of the vending machine at 45 miles per hour.
Holy shit! This thing is a liability. Who's in charge of these machines?
All right, fine, Jonathan. I'll wear the damn shoes. All right. But are we good now?
Several of the red buttons turn blue.
I think Jonathan might be one of your exes or something. They seem very unhappy.
Oh no. They're one of the ghosts that are out here that have unfinished business. I have no idea what the unfinished business is, but it has to do something with shoes.
There are no such thing as ghosts. I don't know what.
The other stiletto heel comes flying out of the vending machine at 85 miles per hour.
No ghost, huh?
Listen,
Vending
I don't
machine
know
made a
why
believer
this
out of me.
vending machine seems to have a sense of, wherewithal, but it's not a ghost. It's a machine. Perhaps too smart of one.
I'm
Perhaps
trying to
there's
say
a
machines are
ghost.
sentient.
Perhaps there's a ghost in the machine.
Perhaps the machine has AI qualities and it's not happy with us.
Jonathan, actually, now that I'm thinking about it, we have something with time that has not been finished because it was not consumed because it has gone missing. Is that something like unfinished business that you've encountered before?
How do you propose to communicate with Jonathan aside from Jonathan hurling shoes?
Morse code on the side of the machine.
Okay, and it's gonna beep back at you? Is that your plan?
Oh, sure, why not?
I see. Why don't you roll a cult for me?
Okay. I gotta lock my sheet so it can roll.
That's a good roll. Okay. You ask the question, and Jonathan's big, pad for choices begin to light up in the shape of letters. And it attempts to, answer you with the alphabet. You have to, put them together yourself. And it says, yes.
Could you describe it to me?
Yes.
Will you describe it to me?
No.
Why not?
Yes. You get
Are you playing with me now,
you get the
Jonathan?
feeling that Jonathan is like a Ouija board but only has big yes and no buttons.
Ah. Are the stilettos for somebody?
Yes.
Are they intended to wear them or for them to be in their stomachs?
No.
I'm out of questions. Anyone else?
Should we follow the dogs?
I'm gonna add another option to this to the answers here. It shows a question mark.
I point to the dog that's right next to us.
Which dog
Please.
do you point to?
I pick up my hound, my little short-legged hound.
Roll dodge.
Oh no, it better not hurt my fucking dog.
That's a very good roll. A large wingtip comes flying out of the thing directly at the dog, but you manage to juke out of the way.
I don't think Jonathan likes your dog.
Yeah, I'll show Jonathan.
I think dogs keep eating chews, and that might be the reason why Jonathan doesn't like them. Jonathan, is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, well. Anybody else have any questions?
For Jonathan, the random ghost vending machine.
Could I have a pair of trainers since it is quite a walk home and I'd rather not waste any time?
Yes. Nothing happens.
I'm gonna push
I think you have to put
a random button and put the money in.
Okay, you give him some money. Yeah, a pair of trainers falls down.
Lovely. Thank you, Jonathan.
Anything else for Jonathan? The ghost vending machine.
Have you noticed you've lost any time lately?
No.
Would you know if you had lost any time? Would you have
No.
noticed if you lost any time recently?
No.
That's fair. Well, Jonathan, thanks. I'll see you next week at the over at the club.
No.
What? Not next week?
No.
Why not next week?
No.
Yes, no.
Question mark.
Thank you, Jonathan. Talk to you later.
Yes. The 5 of you, and your 4 dogs, and your 2 pairs of shoes. Yes?
Before we walk away, I'm going to unplug the vending machine.
How dare you? You attempt to end Jonathan's life?
Whoa.
He attacked my dog. Listen.
He's going to possess you. Don't.
Let's see.
You've made a grave error, sir. A grave, grave error. Jonathan, the ghostly vending machine, takes this as a personal attack and affront on his existence as a ghostly vending machine. You see the vending machine begins to glow as Maverick walks to the back and reaches for the plug. And as he grasps the wire, it glows over bright, and then suddenly all the lights in it go out. Maverick, I need you to make an occult roll.
Ooh.
That's a pass. Maverick, you feel something trying to push into your body. Your brain goes hazy. Your ears get really stuffed up for a second there, and you almost succumb. But you manage to shake it off. Whatever it was is gone, and you've pulled the wire. The vending machine is dark.
I'm plug it back in. Walk away.
The vending machine does not light back up.
Well,
Oh, Jonathan, I guess I won't talk to you again. I'm sorry.
He saw his own future.
Yeah, Jonathan knew. I don't know how, but he knew.
Maybe Jonathan, the Jesus sandals, he sacrificed himself there for the good of your mission.
Who's
Well, I have
Jesus?
Jesus sandals and some stilettos now, so yeah.
All right, I'm gonna
That
take
ghost
some
full name, Jonathan Jesus.
Jonathan Jesus sandals. I like that.
Yes.
All right, I'm gonna just make a note here about where Jonathan is now.
Weed.
Uh,
I ruined it. He's in my shoes.
yes, that's exactly where he is.
Throw my shoes in the dumpster.
All right, now what? You've unplugged the machine. What are you doing?
All right. Well, we need to figure out. We still need to talk about the old people. We need to go to a club to find out if people are losing time in clubs or go home and sleep or do other things. I don't know. What do you all want to do?
Leaves. Let's go party. I feel it pulling me in. Now that I have these shoes, I can really move in.
Party like it's the end of the world because it is?
Wait, what do we do with the dogs at
What?
the club?
Well, the dogs will
dog
come
club?
with us and dance.
Dogs.
I mean, I'll take them back to the poker room in the back. It'll be fine.
Okay. I don't want to be having my, dance time infringed upon. No offense. I like that on the dog and say that.
So your dog is the big fluffy dog.
Mm-hmm.
He just kind of looks at you. Looks away. Looks at you again.
Mm-hmm.
Lays down.
You don't want to go?
Stands back up. Lays back down.
Indecisive. Noted.
Do you want to play some poker?
Doesn't seem to respond to you at all.
How about we set you up with one of those nice, juicy burgers from the bar?
Stands back up. Lays back down.
All right. Well, we're going to walk, so you're gonna have to get up and go.
When you start moving, it stands up and follows.
Mm-hmm.
So you're headed to a club. Is that correct?
That is correct.
All right.
Yeah, we'll head to the dark club. Why not?
Yep, I was gonna say that one.
Before it shuts down, anyways.
Before it shuts down, we're close to Angel's Rest, aren't we?
You are.
Why don't we start there and then we can make our way to the dark club? Maybe with that taxi man who we've. Wait a second. He's in our group, so if he's partying, well, I guess he's probably okay to drive. It's fine.
This is why I don't invite you up here.
Keith, your souped up car. You're gonna drive the party with all the dogs, or you're gonna walk?
Am I with the party again?
Yeah, of course.
Oh, okay. Whoa, okay. Hey, yeah, I'll drive you all.
Awesome.
And
So,
the dogs?
Do I remember the last time that I drove in a car with Keith?
yeah, it was yesterday. He drove you. He drove you across town.
Was there a time before that I remember? Do I remember being?
You do
in a
not.
car
You do
chase?
not remember the car chase. No one remembers the car chase. Everyone awakens after the car chase. That's probably your last tangible memory. Is whatever you did the next day, which for you was create the moon. So, you begin to drive across town, making your way to Angel's Rest. You cruise on by, and I need everyone who's not driving to make me a constitution check or a con check to stay awake. Literally all failures.
I'll spend one luck.
All right, Sparky Whistler stays awake. The three of you who are sleeping now, who passed out, you got a little too relaxed. The jamming tunes in the back of the cab weren't very hype and they couldn't keep you going. you pass out. I'm gonna find my notes again. I lost them.
Keith was trying to be cool, and he gave everybody acid and turned on acid jazz.
Exactly.
Put 3 of them to sleep.
Unconsciousness greets the 3 of you. Not like a kindness, not with warmth, but like that angry neighbor tired of you sleeping in their Israelias. Make sure you watch out for the flowers. You awaken outside of Devil's Morning. Angel's Rest being the backside of the same building, so you find yourself a spot in the parking structure. Yeah, you tell him, Pepper.
I'm telling her.
You find yourself outside of Angel's Rest, on the backside of Devil's Morning. Keith parks his souped-up car in the parking structure. You head over to Angel's Rest. You're greeted at the door by a tall person. Maybe like a solid 7'4". Broad of shoulder, but slender of face and jaw. They stand uncertain of your interests. Can I help you? Are you looking to come inside?
Teddy darling, we'd always love to come inside.
Well, thank you, Sparky. I do appreciate you coming and visiting the store. Make sure you partake of tonight's special. You won't want to miss it. Everybody heads.
Or is it a surprise?
Always a surprise. You get inside Angel's Rest. It's a beautiful club. For those of you who may or may not have ever been there, those of you out in the audience who've never been to Angel's Rest, this is a nightclub more or less run by literal angels. You can't see them, of course. It's just a bunch of really beautiful people, but it is always full of peculiarly beautiful people. There are...
He's very, very annoyed that he's being forced to go here instead of Dark Club.
Don't worry, it's next. It's on the list of clubs.
Can't wait.
You make your way inside. You're handed a tall, skinny glass of holy water, the premier drink of Angel's Rest. And you make your way out to the club proper. You get inside and see that there's a solid, large group of people here. A good 21 of them, all hang out in the middle of the dance floor. They seem to be having some sort of, I don't know, line dance, some sort of, and it's got steps to it. Seems like they all know them. There's a circle involved sometimes. Other times they're all spread out with partners. Definitely some sort of shenanigans going on. But at least all of them seem to know the steps. 5 of you are present. You've had your holy water. What are you doing?
Is it 21 plus us, or is it 21 included?
There are 21 people on the dance floor.
Okay. How many other people are there?
In the club?
Yep.
An indeterminate number. They pass in and out of differently lit rooms, some of which are extremely bright and some of which aren't. And the extremely bright ones are blinding, so it's hard to tell who's inside.
B makes an offhanded comment. There's too many people on the dance floor. It's not
I
a
was
number.
just gonna say that. I know. I agree.
What's
What's up with that?
Too crowded to dance?
No, it's just wrong.
I don't know how to remove them.
Number?
No. Too many.
What's the worst
You're
that
gonna
can
give me
happen?
a heart attack over here. You crazy?
So you're afraid maybe your elbows will bump when y'all are dancing out there?
I'm not going out there when there's 21 people on the dance floor. Just
What if there were 22 people out there?
No.
Listen, I don't think you all understand the superstitious value of numbers to B, and I tend to trust B on numbers. So if she feels like there's too many or too few, I'm gonna assume that she's right, because typically she is. It's giving bad vibes, is what it's giving.
Maverick, you're good with
See,
people.
if
look
they
like
get
they're
worse,
having-
I'm gonna go dance.
Besides, 21 divided by
Maverick.
3 is 7.
Maverick, ignoring your numerology, steps onto the floor. Joins the dancers in a peculiar step line that Maverick seems to already know. There are still 21 people on the dance floor.
He unplugs vending machine ghosts. He goes on the dance floor when I told him there's too many people. This guy's
Other Brand is wondering what the club's music genre is.
I'm turning it
What's
on
playing right
just
now,
for
Mr.
him.
Oh, sweet.
Indeed.
So, 21 people dance on the floor. One of them is Maverick. What are the other 4 of you doing?
Well, I'm hanging out with B.
B and Jenny hang out off to the side, fearful
We
of
judge.
numerological
Yeah. We're
balance
judging
issues.
more so.
This club gives me the creeps, so if she says it's a bad vibe about what's going on the dance floor, I'll just take her word for it.
Keith also chooses to be afraid of the numbers.
More that I don't want to dance.
Sparky, what are you doing?
I'm going over to the bartender and I'm saying that that B over there is getting married in a few days, and that the bridesmaid or not the bride. Wow, the bachelorette party needs a few drinks.
Oh, perfect, honey. Y'all like special?
Oh, absolutely. Special for 5.
Special for 5. I can do that. Why don't you all have a seat?
I'll go ahead and pay ahead of time.
Sure. Hand over a few of the local monetary units.
Dark
Yes.
bucks.
Can,
You LMUs.
while dancing, can I try to be able to know how many people's dancing out there with me?
There are 20
What
people
I
who there are 20 people on the floor who are not you.
Okay. I was wanting to keep track of.
The club begins to bump. People cycle in and out. Off the floor, on the floor, always having a good time, always stepping in time, always on the line. And they make sure that when the drinks come, and the 4 of you who are over at a table somewhere, are your good pal Maverick finds himself tired. So you need a drink, Maverick. Might as well go get your free drink off the table.
Okay.
The 5 of you head over, and small, probably, I don't know, 3'8" or so, young lady comes toddling over. She's got a big old serving tray like on her head, balanced with one hand. She rushes up to the table and starts sliding them out across to the 5 of you. Special!
Thank you.
Thank you!
Does her skin glisten?
No, it's a little ruddy. Like she's been rolling in dirt.
Is she also exceptionally beautiful or not?
I didn't say that.
Okay.
Define beauty.
Or attractive?
Define
Or-
attraction.
The eye of the beholder.
Indeed.
Why is there a beholder?
I'm sure
It's like the
someone.
rest of the.
I'm sure someone
Why
thinks.
is there a damn beholder?
I'm sure someone thinks she's a hottie.
Someone real special.
Is she a gremlin?
Do you know what a gremlin is?
Never mind.
How do the dogs respond to?
The dogs think she's amazing.
Damn.
I mean, if 3 loves her, then who am I to judge?
Three spins around in a circle and makes a urine tornado. It's terrifying and joyous.
You're in tornado.
3, you're not supposed to pee inside. It's rude.
Get control. Oh, come on.
Listen, we're still developing boundaries right now.
My dog
that's
owns a
right.
building.
Yeah, but your dog left you, all right? I still have 3.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't want your dog to be with you forever. You want them to eventually go off and be successful in the world on their own, right? That's why you raise them.
I can't let 3
To
go.
not do
They're
eat
peeing
tornadoes.
everywhere. Yeah.
So, everyone has the special, a drink that appears to be made of raw light. It's liquid, but you're pretty sure it's its own light source.
Have I ever seen anything like this
I
before?
lift my shirt up to see if my belly's glowing.
When you just down the whole thing.
Yep.
Yeah, you've seen light before, of course. The moon cast light.
In a glass like this, though.
Sure, when you put your glass up to the moon, it's full of light.
Is it
Okay.
dull like the moonlight, or is it exceptionally bright?
Well, you wouldn't know since you already downed yours.
Is theirs exceptionally bright?
And theirs doesn't look like anything to you. It looks like water.
Would I have the same perception that mine looks like it's glowing and everybody else's looks like water?
You drank yours yet?
No, I'm just looking at it.
No, all of the ones that are not drank yet are exceptionally bright.
Okay.
I downed mine.
I mean, there's a lot of new drugs going around, but whatever. I'll give it a shot, and so I drink it.
Does everyone drink the special?
Cheers, Jenny, and then
Knocks it back. All right. The 5 of you have the special. You feel the light and warmth suffuse your body. You feel the need to rock your body, to dance your body. You go out on the floor, and the 5 of you lose time for a little while. There are 21 people on the dance floor, and 5 of them happen to be you. Everyone make me a dance check. If you don't have dance, then it's just dex.
Dance check.
I wish I had a dance check.
Now, would dance check be the same as library use?
No, it'd be dexterity.
Oh,
Is that your highest thing?
no.
Would it be the same thing as psychology?
Definitely not. It would be dexterity.
Now, dancing occurs in the natural world. Would it be a natural world check?
But, you know, it sounds like it could be, but you're not in the natural world, so no, not this time.
Right.
So, only Keith manages to get down and boogie with any sort of actual dexterous aplomb. The rest of you make absolute asses of yourselves, but you're having a great time, so who cares? Keith, as you dance around, your slick moves and your sick moves both attract attention from the other dancers. There are 16 people on the dance floor who are not you or your friends, and some of them have taken notice of you and your sick moves. Several of the partners come your way and invite you into their dance circle.
Okay. You know, I wasn't really feeling this place, but I'm having a wave at the time now. Why not?
They let you into the dance circle, and you quickly participate in a rapturous, joyous ritual of dance. You feel the dance within your soul, and you note that your sanity raises by 1.
Have I ever felt that before?
You probably don't really feel anything. It's just that your experience here gives you a little clarity.
Yeah. All right.
The dances finally come to an end, but at least this song does, and the 5 of you, feeling tired, make your way back to the eaves. Take a rest. There are 21 people on the dance floor, and none of them are you. It's probably about time you head over to Dark Club.
Wow. I really enjoyed this place tonight. You know, this is only the 3rd time I've been here, and maybe I'm just not open-minded, but that was a lot of fun. Maybe it was whatever's in that drink. This is great.
I think it was the people you were with. I mean, we said that one time.
It was a new drug. I do enjoy trying new drugs. But they were really attractive people, and it was nice to be accepted.
You head outside, back onto the streets of Dark City.
Now, did we lose time or do we spend time?
That's a good question. What would you say your goal was at the Angel's Rest?
Hang out until Dark City's party gets started properly. Or sorry, Dark Club's.
And understand a little bit more about why people lose time.
Does that sound good to the rest of you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Everyone who thought they were just there to hang out until it was time for the Dark Club has found that they lost time. I mean, you were trying to get someplace else. You didn't need that time anyway. Everyone who was thinking that they should probably try and get a better hang on why time may or may not get lost seems to have gained it. You got a little more. You got a little more time in your pocket. Not much. Just as much as some people wouldn't notice when it went missing.
Has my broken watch moved?
Your broken watch is now 45 minutes past the hour.
Where was it before? Half
On
an
the
hour?
hour.
Yeah. Okay.
I need an occult check from Sparky Whistler.
Alright.
That's 22. I'm gonna send you a message. It's not terribly relevant at the moment. The 5 of you walk outside of Angel's Rest, and you take a look around. Keith, your car's missing.
I'll check my GPS locator.
Seems like
Sometimes they get towed.
Seems like it's in a parking structure, which makes sense. That's where you left it. But the Z axis, the up down, is vastly different than it was.
Like somebody moved it to a different floor?
Must be.
I mean, I know parking enforcement can start any car that they want, so maybe a VIP needed that spot. It was kind of close. Okay. I'll try and get to the new location. Go back to the stairs.
All right. You lead the group to the staircase, to the stairwell. And you start headed down.
Oh, did we collect the dogs from the poker room on our way out?
Yes, of course. They were waiting for you at Poker Check, which is like Coat Check, but for dogs.
Right.
Begin to head down the stairs. Down, 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 burning ring of fire. You make your way into the basement area. The underground.
How many sets of stairs did I have to go down?
We're not there yet. How would you know?
How many sets of stairs have I been down so far?
3.
Okay.
Little time passes. Mostly for those of you who lost it, not so much for those who gained. You find yourself in basement 8.
It's pretty deep. Usually they move your car up when they're trying to get you out of the way.
Maybe this is one of those new age parking structures that puts your car somewhere for you with robots.
Maybe. And I guess if it was something nefarious, that would have just stolen it. So.
What's 21 minus 8?
What is it? It's 13.
Sorry, 13.
13 is the answer to his mathematical equation, yes.
What does that matter?
It doesn't.
A good question.
Anyway, moving on.
Good question. You find yourself on basement 8. Long tunnel greets you as you exit the stairwell. Poorly lit.
Fucking tunnel? What is this shit?
What indeed?
Parking garage.
Parking garage.
Yeah, I mean, it was a parking garage. This is just a long tunnel. Why the hell would this be under here, and why is my car in this? Have any of y'all ever seen a structure like this?
Well,
Okay, well,
I take cabs or walk. I don't drive, so.
I don't remember
Right.
the last time. I just remember the last time I woke up. I don't really remember
woke
much
up.
before that, so I wouldn't know.
Wait, you woke up as in you fell asleep?
I passed out, like most people do.
Oh, most people pass out and sleep. Okay, thank you.
Well,
I didn't say sleep.
it's not
Pass
really
out.
sleep. No.
Yeah, it's just turning off. That's what I said.
Not
Y'all
really.
acted like I was some sort of asshole. Come on.
Well, you're saying it like it's something different, so I think we're getting confused. If that's what you mean, then you need to say that.
I'll use your terminology. I pass out after a certain amount of time passes when the moon goes down.
Do you typically do that on the sidewalk? Because a lot of people do that.
No, I do it in a bed.
This is where the
Weirdo.
differentiation comes in. Difference.
Okay.
Very different.
Most people are
you from
just
around here?
on the floor in the middle of a club, or on the sidewalk
Yeah.
on the way to a club.
Right.
I
mean, I
passed
guess-
out in my chair once at work, but I think maybe that was a hallucination.
Maybe.
Okay, well, it's good to learn a little bit about you guys. Evidently, I'm weird. But let's find my card.
So you make your way into the tunnel. As you walk through the dim lighting, you feel your mind pulled toward the past, swayed by nostalgia about what happened in your history. A few days ago, you were definitely very different people. Well, some of you anyway. One of you getting his ass kicked by some children. One of you almost died to a centiperson. One of you may or may not already be dead. It's a question. You pass down the dark tunnel, and up ahead you see a light. Strobing light, blinking on and off at a rapid pace, sometimes changing color. As you approach, you hear some music.
For a second, I thought that light was broken, and I was gonna have to make a note to myself to pop by here, but it's intentional. Thankfully.
Be some kind of a surprise party for me. I've never had anything like this.
Surprise party.
Is it your
I mean-
birthday?
Day is it?
Be important.
You know numbers. What's the day? What's the day?
What is the date,
I know.
B?
Well, it's not yesterday.
It's definitely not yesterday anymore.
Well, my birthday is 4/17, so
What?
I don't.
No, Jenny, he was born at 4:17 in the morning.
Oh, that makes more sense. Yes, 4:17 a.m.
It's today.
Today is the date. You are correct, B.
Wow.
Good. Glad you worked it out. I was worried about you for a minute there. You step over
okay. Sure,
closer
maybe
to
it
this.
is my birthday, but this could also be a sweet party.
You
from
step
an old
closer
friend.
to this light source, and the music getting a little louder as you approach. And peek a little head in there, and seems like a little, just a short hallway to some sort of small indie club. Probably can't even hold more than a dozen people. You can't see anyone inside, but you hear the music.
Look at my GPS app again. My car's in there?
No. The car's further ahead.
Oh, well, I mean, I'm gonna pass a good party, right? I'm sure my car will still be there.
Can we fit in this place?
Well, we can just
Probably
look at who's
find
in
out.
there, right? Could be cool new people.
Yeah.
This is a party club I've never seen. Didn't even know this was
It's a
here.
pop-up.
Yeah.
You head through a short hallway. It's not far, maybe 6 or 7 feet. Pass through a beaded curtain and find yourself directly on the dance floor. Empty. No DJ, no dancers.
No one else is in here.
Is
it a bar?
Crappy club.
No bar. Just a small stage and a laminate wood dance floor.
What used to be here? I feel like there was something here that I remember there being. Maybe it was a private venue? Only?
Okay, I guess this isn't for us, so I'm gonna keep going to my car.
Sorry, I guess this isn't really a surprise party after all, Keith.
Or if it is, we're here early.
True, I guess.
You head back out into the dark tunnel.
Before we go, could I listen closely to see if there's anything else I hear
In the indie club?
in the indie club?
Absolutely. A very narrow success by Sparky. You put your ear up, and you wave it around for a little bit. And you hear the sound of... Is that the clip-clop of shoes? Strange. And there's...
Do I see him listening?
It's not really a physical action.
You said he put his ear up.
I guess so, sure. He's got a hand to an ear.
So I'll see that, and I'll think about the fact that there's nobody in here dancing. And I'll say, is there anything off about this place? Is there anything strange? I'm gonna take a closer look around. Not like a long time, but I'm gonna like really study.
You hoping to spot hidden, or are you hoping to do something else?
Maybe just spot hidden, like something out of the ordinary.
All right. Another success. The two of you combined do pick up some peculiarities. I mentioned a stage. Stages normally have curtains. There could be a backstage. Maybe there's something there. Maybe there's nothing. Maybe there's just more concrete.
Is there any sort of pyrotechnics in the club?
There's barely lights.
Okay.
Before we leave, I'm gonna take a peek behind the metaphorical curtain. This is just kind of weird. And I'll go take a look behind the curtain.
Keith leaves the group behind, climbs up on the stage to peek his head behind the metaphorical curtain. Keith, you're in the dark club. It's a rowdy night. Dancers all over. Your favorite DJ spinning the tables.
DJ Howard Howe?
That's right, DJ Howie Howe.
Oh, he's so good.
He
I've heard
is.
him in years.
He came back. It's a one-night only return.
Wow. What a treat.
I know.
Maybe it is my birthday.
Maybe it is. The hypnotic patterns of Howie Howe's very particular style of music lull you into a sense of mood, a sense of memory. They bring you back when you thought things might be different. And things were a little more whole. Tell me about your home life, Keith. How are your kids?
Kids. Oh. Well, one of them's struggling a little bit in high school, but the other one graduated and seems to be doing really well. He's got his own little business. He has a lot of little businesses actually, but his most successful one seems to be modding cars, surprisingly. I guess, he took after his dad a little bit.
Decided not to go to college, but turned it into something to be proud of.
Yeah. The younger one, though, he fucks things up a lot, but I'm trying my best to get him through it all. He doesn't have a lot going on in his brain, but he's got a good heart.
Yeah. After you lost your wife a few years back, things have been a little tough.
It's been really tough, man. To have kids that young, and then to lose her, sometimes I wish I could just break off and go back and do it all over again differently. But,
I mean, at least you made it long enough for one of them to be out of the house and one to be pretty close.
yeah, but it's not the same feeling. I love them, but I'm not the same person without her. I'm
Who would
a little
be?
shittier, a little more boring.
You're headed to work, trying to figure out how you can take that 20 years of mechanics experience and either open your own shop or at the very least stop working under shitty bosses. It's not going great.
Maybe I can just take my savings and strike out with my kid. Maybe he's onto something.
Maybe so. Get to the job, and your boss is waiting there. Not necessarily for you, just kind of in the office when when you happen to walk in, punch your time card. Tall man, heavy hair that kind of stands up on its own. If you didn't know better, you'd think he was a cartoon character. Doesn't seem like he actually does anything to it. It just sticks straight up.
He's surprised a lot.
Yeah. Your boss's wife seems to be in the middle of chewing him out. He did something wrong. Didn't do something right. Who knows? Whatever it is, it's not your problem, I guess.
Don't want him to know that I'm hearing this.
Punch your card as quietly as you can and head over into the workshop. Close the door behind you. You hear the closing of a the last of a sentence she's yelling out.
Damn it, Sparky! What happened to the dog?
Door slams. Bring your head back into the EDM club. Tiny, indie. Your friends are there, wondering what's on the other side. Wasn't anything there. Brick wall. Disappointing.
Why go through all this trouble to put up a club with nothing in it?
Well, maybe it's not done yet, There's probably a logical explanation.
Yeah, maybe this is like a test pilot for a better party or something.
I mean, look, there's not even a lot of lighting. I definitely haven't come to a job on this site, so I'm sure in the future there will be something here that we can come enjoy. But for now, it seems like they just mistakenly left it open to the public.
Yeah.
Even the count here.
Or maybe people had fun here and left and just left the music on. All right, I'm gonna see if I can find my car.
Make your way back out into the dark tunnel. Continue down the dark path, following your GPS signal, which definitely leads ahead still. Take a long walk. Until there's once again lights and music up ahead.
How far away does it say my car is?
You're awfully deep underground. Seems to be having trouble measuring distance.
How far did it say the last time I had a signal was? Maybe by the last club.
Before you got inside the tunnel, it said that you were about a quarter of a mile away.
Man, I really feel like more time has passed from a quarter mile. We were walking pretty briskly. I'd really like to get to the club. Wrong floor.
You make your way forward by what seems to be another indie club. Short hallway, heavy velvet curtain set of beads, and music.
Is there anyone there?
Are you gonna go look through the curtain?
I'm not going into this one. I need to find my car. I'm starting to get frustrated.
I peek behind the curtain.
Sparky Whistler makes his way up to the heavy velvet, peeks through. Another empty club. So you hear the sound of dancing feet.
What do you see, Sparky?
Nothing. People are dancing though. Can I get the pattern that they're dancing to, if there is any?
Doesn't sound like they're in step like they were, like the feet back at Angel's Rest.
Okay.
He tries to go up, or goes up and tries to count how many people
So you're
by
gonna,
the sound of their footsteps.
you're gonna head up to the curtain as well?
Yeah.
Okay. B, you should make me an occult roll.
Oh, shit.
You rolled really well. Too bad you're on the base of 5. You could burn 11 luck if you want, or push.
No push.
This could go horribly wrong.
You could just say no. That's perfectly fine.
Let's push.
You're gonna push.
So that's a reroll.
You're gonna
Just a total
re-roll
reroll.
and accept a catastrophic result if you fail.
Yep.
Okay.
How do I do that?
If you click the entry, it should offer you the opportunity to push.
Wait, it doesn't say push.
Come on, 5%.
Not like
Can you push a
the
call?
roll itself, not the one in your character sheet. The roll result.
Oh, I see it.
That is a critical failure
What the fuck
on
is
a
happening
pushed
tonight?
roll.
Wow.
Oh.
Hold
That's
on.
the-
Get their head blown
That's
off.
the gamer gods being like, I gave you a fucking 16. You could have lucked in and you pushed. I smite you.
You pushed? Good. Good.
Yeah,
Doing
good.
it. I'm doing it.
Good.
You did something.
I don't know if it's good or bad or.
It's real bad.
It's pretty bad.
Suddenly
Find
B
out.
disappears.
Oh, even better.
Never to
It's
be
pretty
seen
bad.
again.
All
The roll
right.
of 100 on a push is
That's,
just incredible.
That's brutal.
All right. I need silence from the peanut gallery. B. You have exactly a minute to respond in this scene.
Oh shit. Okay.
Oh, the music didn't start. Hold on, I gotta reset the fucking nonsense. You may or may not get kicked. We'll see. There are 18 children sitting in a classroom writing down some sort of notes. You walk into the room and open the door, and they seem to have no faces or eyes, but they are all staring at a blackboard which is blank. One of them gets up to leave. What is his name?
Jeffrey.
Jeffrey stands up to leave and walks out the door. There are 17 children in the classroom. Your brain starts to hurt because you're not sure the number's right. But it's okay, another child walks through your legs and passes into the room and sits down. 18 children sit in a classroom. One of them gets up to leave. What is his name?
Carl.
Carl gets up to leave, and there are 17 children sitting in a classroom. Your brain begins to hurt worse. You're not sure if this is the right answer, but there is an M on the board, and you're not sure where that came from because there's no one up front to write it. There are 18 children sitting in a classroom. What is his name?
Max.
Max sits inside of the classroom, the 19th child, because there never was an 18th child, and you added one when there wasn't supposed to be one. Your leg is starting to ache painfully, but it's okay, the scene's over. Jenny, your friend B, makes her way up to the heavy velvet curtain, and doesn't even look inside, just leans an ear up to it. And all of a sudden, she collapses. B, your leg below the knee on the left side is gone.
What the hell happened? Oh my god, B! Is she bleeding?
No.
Is this, like,
In
enough?
fact, you're pretty sure she just lost her prosthetic.
What? How did you lose that?
Is B still passed out?
No, you're right there. What do you mean?
Oh, collapse.
I
thought
ran
passed
up
out.
and I'm consoling you. Yeah.
Jenny runs up, trying to figure out why you fell over and where your prosthetic went.
I'm pretty sure that Max took it.
Who? Who's
I mean-
who's Max?
Is that your dog's name?
That's obvious 3.
All right, y'all finish up in there. I need to go keep looking for my car. Wait, I yell that from the other side of the curtain. I have no clue if they hear that.
I mean, nobody's gone through the curtain. You're just at the end of the hall technically with Maverick.
Oh, shit. All right.
B, do you stand up? What's the plan here?
Yeah, probably using
I'm gonna
help.
help her.
You
Up.
lean on Jenny.
Well,
yeah.
is Max in there?
I
Did
don't
he run
know.
in there with it?
I mean, are we getting this thing back or not?
Here, I'll go get it.
Max ate it.
Maverick, you're heading through the heavy velvet curtain. Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Tonight we bring you a special kind of programming. A newbie. A man who thought he should get out of the teaching business and give it a little go at showbiz. Please welcome Maverick to the stage.
You find yourself on a small wooden stage in a coffee shop after hours. 6 people sitting in a loose array of chairs look at you expectantly. You have them kind of soft clap.
As I'll walk in, I'm going to look around rapidly for context clues to what they're expecting. If they're just like...
4 of the 6 of them are wearing flat caps that sit to one side. They look like they probably live on coffee. You're not sure they even had a meal in a few weeks that wasn't coffee based.
Okay.
There's a sign outside, but it's a little hazy through the frosted glass. Roll me a spot hidden if you'd like to read it.
Okay.
That's a good one. You're pretty sure the first word is slam.
Okay. While I'm trying to think of something, I just rattle off a joke to kind of break the ice. Walk up and I go, well, hope everybody's having a great moon's still out tonight. The crow wore a cowboy hat. Would it go yeehaw?
Two of them look like they're pondering this deep in thought. One leans over to the other and you hear him loudly whisper, "Yes, but am I the crow or the hat?
Yes.
Do I yee or do I caw?"
Whichever.
Another one looks to you, a sly grin on his face like he's got you, and he says, "Ha! If a bee wore a cowboy hat, would it say bee-haw?"
Well, the obvious answer is yes. What else would a bee say?
Good. It's important that the Yi law is observed. Everyone around him snaps their fingers, and you know you've lost. The light overhead dims and shudders, and you know your time on stage is over.
Oh no.
You pull your head back through the curtain. Whatever it was you were looking for wasn't there. Oh, wait,
Yeah,
this
your
is this one.
prosthetic is not in there.
Where did it go, B? Oh my gosh. How often do you lose this thing?
I forgot I even had it.
Well, I mean, that actually makes a lot of sense, but still, kind of a vital, necessary thing to have, you know? You can't be losing it all the time.
you just give me a metal rod and stick it in there?
That seems
How do you lose
excessive
your
and
leg?
painful.
We've been walking a long time for you to just lose it.
Somebody stole it clearly, but I don't understand how that
They
happened.
obviously stole it right out from under me.
Well, yes, that is obvious.
I'm gonna look around for it, since it's clearly not where I just went.
Out in the tunnel, both Maverick and Keith see a large leg-shaped object in Three's mouth. He's shaking it.
3. Because that's your name, obviously. Bring that here. Come here.
Having been caught, he panics, drops it on the ground, spins rapidly, creating a urine tornado.
I reluctantly go grab it
Tornado.
and bring it back. Like I'm just holding it like this. Just...
At least, come
There you
on,
go.
somebody has to have a tissue or something. Is
Beer.
there some water around here?
Your prosthetic seems to be moist.
B, don't put that on. Give me a second. I'm gonna go into my small
Why
little
does
bag.
it smell
and
like
pull out
urine?
a
Well,
tiny
because
bottle
you're-
of water and just try to like
Try,
dump it over it.
just
Your
try and
dog.
rinse it off a bit.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, we just came out of a club, so everything's gonna smell like urine.
To be fair,
Ugh, don't remind me of that. This whole tunnel is probably just a piss river. God.
It's a little soggy down here.
I'm drying off the prosthetic
Okay.
on my clothes.
your clothes now
Here
smell
you go.
slightly of dog urine.
Great.
That may come in handy later. Make sure you remember.
Okay.
You
Me-
wiped it on the dog.
There's no way that you got it all off. So
No,
B
no
probably
chance.
smells like it too, so don't
So,
worry. It's fine.
B reattaches her left prosthetic leg below the kneecap, so not an entire leg. Still functionally bendable, largely a functional leg. You guys head further into the tunnel, looking for that car. It's definitely ahead, pretty sure.
Has to be.
Has
I know
to
I got
be.
the Z-axis right, and you can't spoof these kind of things.
Right. The technology's too good.
He's muttering to Three.
Plus, I really need for it to be because that's my entire life.
It is literally your livelihood, your life, and your bed.
Why do you pee on everything?
Three looks up at you with like full on like raw intelligence in its eyes and pees on the ground. You make your way into the tunnel. The lights seem to dim. The 5 of you find yourselves growing tired. You're not really accustomed to being without light. Some of you don't necessarily automatically pass out in the darkness like our good pal Keith does. But it's pretty hard to find a place in Dark City that has no light. Except behind your eyelids.
Place could use more lights. I'm gonna make a note to myself. Find it and come back. Set it up.
Okay.
If it starts to get too dark, I'll switch on the flashlight on my navigator.
You turn on the light. I need all 5 of you to roll sanity. Maverick,
Yes.
where's your sanity roll?
My apologies.
All right.
Can you
3.
push on a sanity roll? I don't remember.
I don't know, can you? What happens when you click it?
I don't see the option.
It doesn't seem so.
No.
Well, that's 1, 2, 3 failures. 2 passes. B and Sparky, feeling very sane, very solid in their mind, not afraid or unaccustomed to the dark. Sparky spent a lot of time with darkness. He had a lot of light-making opportunities that, of course, fizzled out when they ran out of fuel, so then you'd be in the dark. B, you're pretty sure you calculated darkness a long time ago. You've got its number. It doesn't scare you. The other three of you, unfortunately, well, for one of you, light is literally your job. So, dark's not really your friend because it probably means you're not doing your job very well. The other fears light so desperately that they fall unconscious the moment they find themselves in it. And the last of you has a very uncomfortable relationship with the darkness. Every time you fall asleep, or rather pass out, you wake up somewhere else. Light fades in the tunnel. Jenny, you're not doing a very good job. Your boss is mad at you. Your mom, who was your last paying work, called you and said it broke down again. You're not sure the car is going to get you there. On the gas, it's sitting on empty.
Mom, I don't know if I can. I understand, but I just don't think I can make it, okay? Not today. Can you just give me some time?
Sure, honey.
I'm sorry.
The sun's up. It's fine. I mean, I'll be alright. I've got a candle. I'll manage.
No, that's not an acceptable means of light. And you know how much I care about you, and I don't want you to suffer in that way.
That's very sweet of you, dear. But if you can't make it, you can't make it. I'll be fine.
I'll figure something out. Just give me half a day. It might take me some time, but I'll get over there.
Okay.
I'll bring you some bulbs and we'll figure this out.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, all right. I mean, the sun's out. It's fine. Jenny, you get called into work a couple of hours later. Sun's still up. Still got plenty of time. But your mom's not there by the time you get home.
I don't know if I'm going to be able to find her this time. God.
People do tend to get lost in the dark.
Mom, are you somewhere? I can't see you.
Back here, honey. Follow the candle.
I can barely see anything. Can you put it out a little bit more?
Sure.
Okay.
Maverick. In a small boathouse, you awaken from what I can only assume is an unfortunate bout of soberness. Where was the last place you remember being?
In that alleyway where the kids got a hold of me.
Then you went to the bar, right? And tried to drink the pain off.
Yep.
Yeah.
After that.
I think I remember that too. Last time you woke up in the boathouse, there were some people around, none of which you really wanted to think of as your friends. All of whom said you owed them money. Here we are again. What are you doing, Maverick? Why do you keep doing this to yourself?
Hey, what else am I supposed to do?
I don't know. Get it together? Get it together! Do anything.
Like, haven't been able to, and it's just so hard.
You gotta do something.
I think back onto those kids. Well, guess I can give teaching a try.
Maybe that's the way. Keith. How's your youngest son doing? Tell me about it. What happened?
Yeah, he's getting C's, so it could be worse. He could be failing, but
True.
you know,
I mean, once they're out of school, C's don't really matter, right?
it doesn't. And plus, I mean, for as successful as his older brother is, you know, no matter what he decides to do, there's always a little bit of resentment. You don't want to follow the same path as your sibling, so
Sure.
he's just kind of doing his own thing. And like I said, he's got a good heart, so you know he'll find his way.
You think that'll do it? Good heart?
I mean, and a little advice, and
Maybe a little nepotism?
that'd be nice. I can't really count.
I mean, that's what you're doing right now, right? Your son's hiring you at his place?
Yeah, but I mean, you know, I've been fucking with cars for 20 years, so I
Yeah.
can help out.
Yeah, absolutely. You know a lot.
I'm qualified.
Absolutely, yeah, for sure. The equipment's getting a little ahead of you, but you'll learn.
Yeah, I can still learn fast. I mean, I'm only 42.
For sure. Yeah. Your kid, your youngest son, has obviously been avoiding you for a little while.
I mean, I remember being 16.
Yeah.
Didn't say 2 words to my parents when I came home. I get it.
That's fair.
I wish he'd play video games with me sometime, but you know, whatever. He's busy.
Yeah, but that's what the older brother does, and he's not him.
Yeah, that's true.
There's,
Plus, he's, you know, a little bit more like his mom, and you know, I get it. I get it.
It's a lot like his mom. Reminds you of the mother that you lost.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lose him though.
No. He doesn't have cancer after all.
Right.
Right. Your oldest son asks you to have dinner with him. Your youngest is out. Dad, I got, I guess, bad news? Weird news. The reason Eddie's doing so poorly at school is because he doesn't go.
What? I saw his report card like fucking 2 weeks ago. What are you talking about?
Yeah, he dropped out about 2 weeks ago.
Oh. Okay. How do we get him re-enrolled? Why did he do that?
Well, he's gotta go back to work. Just to pay for his kid.
He doesn't have to work. He's fucking 16 years old. He doesn't have a kid.
He does.
What the fuck are you talking about?
You remember Alice?
His girlfriend or whatever? Yeah.
Yeah.
No way.
She's pregnant.
Okay, she's pregnant.
She's like
But he doesn't have
8 months
have a kid
pregnant.
yet.
She's like 8 months pregnant.
That's pretty soon. I mean, I wish he would just fucking talk to me instead of just going to his room every night. Doesn't have to drop out of school. I mean, they can live with us and it'll be all right. I don't get it. Can you talk to him? Tell him to re-enroll? Because he has to understand he'll never make jack shit if he can't even get a high school certificate.
He said he was gonna go do some work for some friends of his down at the docks. And get a big bunch of money for, like a few months. Like oil rig work. And then he'd come back and do the GED.
Is that really what he's gonna do?
Look, we're not exactly close ever since Mom died.
Yeah. I'm sure part of that's my fault for hanging. Do you know any of his friends? Do you know who he talks to? How can I get to him some other way?
I know Alice.
Yeah, there we go. Maybe we can win her over. Let her know how fucking stupid of an idea this is.
Maybe so.
Plus, I mean, she has good parents, right?
They're nice people.
Do they know?
I don't know.
I mean, 8 months.
Yeah.
Probably pretty clear. I guess that makes sense why they haven't come over in, I guess, about 6 months.
Yeah.
Okay. And in some ways this is a relief in that he doesn't just arbitrarily hate me, but, it also kind of sucks that he wouldn't be willing to trust me with this, so.
Well, he was a lot closer to Mom,
Yeah, I know. I was closer to her than anyone on the planet, but I'm still fucking around trying to keep things together. But he's a kid. I get it.
Right. We were all 16 once.
Yeah. Seems like yesterday. All right. Well, when Ben gets home, I'm going to talk to him. I'll go buy one of those fancy cakes that he likes.
In a small indie club at the end of a tunnel, you see a curtain that seems to be made of smoke. There's a small little channel at the bottom of the floor and a
no fucking way.
Tube.
Mike, this is the end of the tunnel?
Yeah, as I said, the end of the tunnel. A curtain made of smoke. A small tube that seems to pump it into the air to the hallway.
No. Okay, well, I guess we need to go through this club to get to my car. All right. Mm-hmm. Keith walks in.
Pull out my thing that's goes ding as he's walking forward.
Back from the tunnel? Are you also walking forward?
I'm walking towards it, but stopping a little in front of it.
All right, what are the other three of you doing?
I'm watching over B to make sure she doesn't lose her leg again.
Good plan.
Me. I'm talking to
B,
three.
me, IBM.
B is talking to 3
Uh-huh.
about the peeing issue.
Okay. You trying to train 3 to not pee, or what's your plan?
To pee in designated areas and not on things or people.
I see. B3 approaches a nearby wall and reverses direction, puts his butt to the wall, and then puts his back feet on the wall. and pees down the wall.
Progress?
He looks very pleased with himself. Maverick, what are you doing?
Your help?
I'm gonna observe them, I guess. I'm just
Who? Who's them?
The other two. B and
Jenny?
Jenny.
Okay.
Yep. Jenny.
And
So the three, and three, yeah. So the three of you are staying in the tunnel area. Keith is headed for the smoke curtain, and Sparky is pulling out his thing that goes ding and approaching the curtain, but not passing through. Roll a cult for me, Sparky. your thing that goes ding begins to ding, but not when you're pointing it at the smoke curtain. It's back, like when you're pulling it out of your pack and it's still kind of facing back towards the tunnel. It starts to beep lightly. And then you know, with your intention to point it at the smoke, you rear it around to the smoke and it stops. At the smoke curtain, you find the smoke thick and heavy, impossible to see through.
I click my remote locator and see if I hear the horn beep.
You do. You hear your telltale horn signal.
Oh, thank God. I'll walk towards it.
Through the smoke curtain, our good pal Keith steps, disappears beyond its dark haze.
Well, that's alright. So I guess I'm going to. B, let's go. I grab her arm.
I'll yell over my shoulder. It's just up ahead, I guess.
Do we hear that?
Yeah.
Okay.
On 3.
Come on. Dog number that I forgot.
I don't think you named your dog. I think the only dog names we got were Toto and 3.
Yeah, I don't think I named mine either. I'm just gonna say dog.
Dog, all right. You go put it in my very important notes about dog names.
Dog named Dog.
Yes, big fluffy dog is named Dog.
My uncle had a Dalmatian named Dog.
In the process, I've named mine Ears because I don't remember learning his name. So
You
I'll
didn't.
name him Ears.
I wrote down all the names that you guys told me, and the only one was Toto and 3. So now we've got Ears, the Basset Hound.
And I'll name mine D.
Sorry?
I'll name mine D-O-G.
D-O-G. Is that like with periods? You always pronounce the letters?
Yeah, I always pronounce
D-O-G.
letters.
Or was it D-O-G, like D-Y-O-G-E-E?
No. It's
D period
dot
O period G
dot
period.
G.
Got it. Okay. All right. Got it.
Should be double D-O double G.
He's not.
Says as she sips on her gin and juice.
He's not that high.
This is that coffee
Duh.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
stuff.
I know your illusions.
Mm-hmm. So as
I
everyone,
definitely would never drink gin. That's 100%.
so the ladies and 3 are headed for the smoke curtain. Maverick, Sparky.
D-O-G and I go forward.
Well, come on, Ears. Let's get going, I guess.
Okay. Everyone passes through the smoke curtain. Dark Club's bumping tonight. It's good. It's heavy. They've moved the body of Sparky Quiggs. He's out of the way. Dark Club's gonna close down tomorrow, but tonight they're throwing the Rager to end all Ragers. Make up for lost time.
Why are they closing?
There was a body.
Oh.
Bloodstain still on the floor?
It is. In the center of the dance floor, there seems to be a large circle dancing around some sort of central figure or object. But as you move through the club, bouncing to the beat, you see that there's not someone there, but is a bloodstain instead. Straight, humanoid in shape, long, straight torso, big fanned triangular protrusions to the sides, a head shape with a circular something above it.
That's cool.
Did one of the angels rest angels die here? But
It
really,
looks like
what is
that's
that?
the theme
I
tonight.
guess we just think that's funny.
How many people are on the dance floor?
Yeah.
18 people are on the dance floor. 5 of which are, of course, you.
Cool. I guess that's the theme tonight. Dancing around the body. Okay.
Not the body, just the blood stain.
Oh.
The body's been removed.
What a weirdly shaped blood stain.
A proper dance floor.
It is. This is the best club in town. Dark City's primo dark club. Really bumps to the rhythm. Grinds to the groove. Everyone make me a, it's not really hidden. It's more like notice the obvious.
Does it notice the obvious on people or a thing?
Just really just kind of be aware of your surroundings.
Listen?
No. Let's just do intelligence or education, whichever is better for you.
I think I'm a push.
Probably ought to push it, Maverick. There we go. Barely, but everyone did manage a success. The lights, the music, the sounds, the colors fill Dark Club. A lovely night to really get your groove on. To see everything in your space, look around and take notice. Now, I need everyone, since you all succeeded, to roll spot hidden.
Oh. Ooh, some of that. Good roll.
It is a very good roll.
Rick really saw it.
Oh man, beef too.
Nice.
I feel like it saw Maverick.
Maverick and
It
B.
noticed me.
Maverick and B, you'll get more than this. Keith, Sparky, and not so much Jenny. Jenny, you're too busy. You're dazzled by the amazing Technicolor light show. Someone was really on their game when they pushed this one up. It might have been you. You know, now that you think about it.
Me and Sparky were both one under.
Yeah, just barely.
That's funny.
Sparky and Keith, the dancers at Dark Club tonight are especially on their game. Maybe they came from the same spot. Maybe they came from like a different party, but the clothing seems to like is almost uniform. Not like an actual same clothing, but like they're all wearing similar colors. You know,
Did I get the same vibe as I got at Angel's Restaurant?
No, I don't think so.
They don't seem coordinated in the same way.
No. They're not dancing in line or anything like that. It's just like they all showed up wearing red.
Red.
That's what I said.
Okay.
Do I get a quick flashback to the servers at the burger place?
No, they had weird red on their necks and on their wrists. These people are wearing red, like their clothing.
Yeah, okay.
Maverick and B, not only do you notice the red theme, red coats, red belts, red boots, not always, it's not like full suits, just that everyone's got some. You also take notice that the makeup game is really on point. Like they came in costume or with a plan. Cosplay, maybe. They've all got a heavy red line from eye to chin.
They really went all out tonight. I mean, as they should. It is the last night.
Was there a notice how to, like, this is what you should do?
What's that?
Was this like the free entry for cover charge tonight?
No, I hate to intrude on a private party, but this really should be open to everyone tonight. Was there a bulletin?
That we should all be weeping blood from the eyes? I don't know.
Is that what that is?
Well, might as well follow suit.
No, it's makeup. They're.
Are you sure?
I mean, if it's not, it's oddly like symmetrical and straight.
That's cool.
Turn to the person closest to me from that big group and just yell, "Hey, are y'all all in a group?"
She looks up at you. Yeah, man. Big group.
Man, was there a bulletin or something like that? I've never seen the whole club like this. Except for
Totally.
me and my party.
Totally. Closing night party.
Where do I get the makeup for the eyes?
Oh, over at the table.
Okay, thanks. Yeah, the makeup's over on the table. We were supposed to get dressed up, I guess.
You see me about to dip my fingers in blood. Oh.
Does everyone head to the table? Does some of you head to the table? What's the plan?
Yeah, I'll go check it out. I don't want to like fuck up the last night of this club.
Oh. Yeah, I'll go as well.
Okay.
Instead of just going to check it out, I'm actually going to go. Like, is there makeup on the table?
You see like a pair of androgynous folks standing behind the indicated table, wearing like heavy clothes. I don't mean like heavy like weight wise. I mean like there's many layers with like a large, super decorative kind of like a red flare. One's got this like massive, unnecessarily large collar that goes way above their head. It's all in red. And
when I see that collar, do I get a flashback?
Not the same. The other one was like metals and jagged. This looks like it belongs on a runway.
Oh, okay.
The other one's more subdued, but looks to be like heavily painted. Like their red is all makeup, none of their clothes. B and Maverick, you take the side in. Maverick, especially as you head over, it becomes obvious that the big, like the makeup pen that they're both holding is a knife.
Oh, that's why it's so symmetrical.
Ooh.
I'm gonna pretend that I didn't hear this.
No, only B and Maverick know.
Yeah. So I'm just gonna like dance my way over until I see the table, and then be like, "Oh, this is cool. What is this?"
And I'm like,
Ooh, I want to be part of this. This
no,
looks
Jenny,
fun.
no.
I'd love to just let go a little bit, I guess. Had some weird days. What is this? What all is this? I'm talking to the people behind the table.
The one that's like all makeup, no major clothes, looks up and goes, "We're applying the theme. You wanna do it?"
Yeah, I will apply the theme.
Awesome.
I'm gonna yank her hair.
Just grab Jenny by the hair.
I dip just so I can miss it happening. He goes like this.
I'm gonna spark kick her in the back.
Spartan kick her in the back? Is that what you just said?
Yes.
Jenny,
like, yo, what are you doing? Like, I see this person with a knife.
Jenny weaves the hair grab and then receives a boot in the ass. Jenny, you find yourself sprawled on the table. The makeup person like backs up like, "Whoa, man,
sorry.
Cool it."
I've been attacked. Who did this? I turn around and I see Maverick, and I'm like, "What the fuck is your problem?"
Come here. And I point
No.
directly at the knife.
What do I see? Do I see a knife?
Do you come here, or you know?
No.
Then you don't
I
see a
say-
knife. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, like you say, come here, and she's like, no, and you see her like, kind of accidentally on purpose looking anywhere but the makeup pen.
Yeah.
B walks up, "Hey, Jenny, how do you feel about scars?"
How do I feel about cars? Well, they're
Scars.
great.
Or-
I love
Hey, where the fuck
driving.
is my car?
Hey,
Do y'all remember where I parked?
Where's 3 at? No, not 3.
Dog?
Dog. There we go.
Well, I tied Dog to a post outside the club
God.
because I wasn't going to bring Dog into this.
Yeah.
There's too much going on.
Dogs obviously at the poker check where dogs belong.
Jenny,
Oh, fair.
7 is doing the makeup.
7? What about the 7?
7 is doing the makeup.
I don't follow, but I'll be only like a couple minutes. Just wait for me
No.
over there.
7.
I'm not looking.
Oh my god.
7 bad.
I don't know
At
if
this
you.
point,
I don't know
before
if you know
anybody else
Keith because you're
goes.
looking for your car.
Hey, Keith.
Keith seems to
Can I
be.
get a chain?
Keith's got his phone in his hand, and he's just kind of like walking off the dance floor as you call out to him.
It does kind of bother me. I'm gonna go check out the window and shit. It just clicked in my head that I was looking for it. Now I'm in the party already somehow, and I never found it.
He dramatically falls down and grabs her leg and goes, Jenny, help!
Can't hear. Too far away. I walked to like 2 tables.
Pulls
I
her
look at
leg
her.
off and chucks
I look at Bean like,
Frozen.
oh god damn! I was about to ask if I could do that.
Okay. Roll dodge and roll to attack.
Roll prosthetic leg.
That's probably gonna be hand to hand, fighting, probably brawl, or throw if you have throw.
Throw. It would be throw.
That's a 2.
She drills her.
Yeah. It's not so much the painful slap at the back of the head with a prosthetic limb, but the overwhelming odor of dog urine is what really snaps you out of it as you're standing in front, like Jenny, you're standing just inches away from an extremely sharp, bloody knife that is, maybe a 1/4 inch away from your eye when you get smacked in the back of the head by a prosthetic limb. And then the knife plunges into your face.
Ooh.
This is unfortunate.
I will give you an option to lose hit points or sanity.
Ooh. Well, I only have so many hit points.
You do have a lot more sanity, but it can... Both of these are precious resources.
Yeah.
First aid jumping.
Yeah, get a cocaine band-aid. You'll be
Yeah,
fine.
I've got more band-aids in my car.
You'll lose hit points. Okay. Roll 1d6.
Oh, 1d6.
If you roll over a 4, you lose an eye. That's a 1. You got very lucky. The knife slams into your face, but hits straight into the cheekbone. This will be excruciating for quite a while, but it will will heal. It's not a major wound.
I'm gonna turn around, and as soon as I see that fucking prosthetic
I'm
below me,
automatically just pointing at Pete.
I'm gonna pick this up and just toss it across the room. Like, good luck finding this shit.
Not at me, just into the crowd.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. Sparky, your pal is walking off with his phone. Were you gonna talk it to him or chase after him?
For a brief period of time. Hey man! I tried to grab his shoulder.
You run up beside him.
Yeah, do you have a chain like like your keychain or something that I could use real quick? I got an idea.
Chain and a keychain are different, and
but it's still a chain.
I can't give you my keys. I need them to find my car.
Right, but does it have like one of those like long squibbly things that like people love that are, that like rubbery plastic stuff?
It's kind of funny you ask. I do have one of those on my house key. Yeah, you go.
All right, cool.
You see him.
That's all I need, buddy.
He goes to
wait. Before you head off, I want to try something real cool, real quick.
He goes through the painful, arduous process of separating that thick-ass metal ring and rotating it, fucking keychain off, and pinches at the underskin because he cut his nails too recently.
Here you go. Why do you need this?
Oh, no. Seriously, watch. I have a crazy idea. Watch this.
Okay.
As I'm going to take the broken watch,
Mm-hmm.
hook it onto the chain.
Mm-hmm. I saw where this was going.
I'm going to start dancing over towards the bloodstain.
Okay.
And swinging above my head.
Oh, up here.
Up here.
Okay. And then?
And then, for all the lost time that was lost this evening, bring it right here onto me. All right.
So you're gonna try and funnel or summon the lost time of the club.
And possibly the murder.
And possibly the murder.
Yes.
Okay. What do you think you should roll for this?
I'm gonna roll my sanity either way.
Yeah, that one's kind of a given. What skill do you think is applied here? Occult?
A cult? Or maybe maybe power?
Power is a good choice as well. Give me psychology and power.
Okay. Regular rolls?
Yep, regular rolls.
All right. 35 psychology, so pass. And 30 power.
Consistent.
Very consistent.
Sparky was born to do this.
Sparky approaches the center of the dance floor, begins to wave his broken watch in a spiral pattern.
Keith is very confused.
He begins to weave with his other arm and his two legs, a hypnotic pattern, a dance around the center, inside the dance circle that everyone, as I mentioned, dances around. You begin to see, those of you who are capable of seeing anyway, which I guess would probably only be Maverick and Keith, as the two ladies are probably in the midst of a scuffle of some kind, one of which having forced the other to get stabbed and prevented them from getting their much desired scene makeup. Now missing a leg, looking for it on the ground. In the center of the room, Maverick and Keith, your eyes drawn as the lights of the dance floor, one of Jenny's greatest works, Dark Club, begin to spiral in this amazing brights and darks pattern that kind of dazzle the eye. They bring everything down into the center, and you feel the music kick up bass heavier and a little bit lower on the highs. And the circle of the dancers begins to bring themselves in. You feel the energy of Dark Club go ahead and pull itself into the center, as if this is the moment, this is the night, this is when it's going to happen. This is when the murder takes place. It wasn't yesterday. It wasn't 2 days ago. It was today. It's right now. Good night, Internet.